Getting completely engrossed in a video game is one of the greatest feelings for me. Residing in a virtual world for hours on end, hours that feel like minutes, is a feeling like no other. This is a big reason why I love RPG so much. That is the genre for finding these worlds. RPGs are designed with immersion in mind, allowing the player to really bask in a world of fantasy, science fiction, Wild West, or really anywhere the game designers wish you to go. Sunhaven is one of these games. One of these games that I found myself completely enamored with from the moment I booted it up. So that's why I wanted to come on here for a bit and just kind of give you my first impression slash rant about how awesome this game is, because I really do find it a lot of fun, and I think more people should have this game on their radar, especially if they love this farming genre. So let's get started. And if you're wondering what the title, listen, okay, yes, I like this game more than Stardew Valley, alright? I'm not gonna lie about that, but this video isn't going to be a comparison or anything like that, okay? This is the last time in the video that I'm going to mention Stardew Valley. I just have to play the YouTube game a little bit with that title, okay? You get it, Alright, Sunhaven is an indie farming sim with RPG mechanics made by Pixel Sprout Studios. It has been on early access for some time now, but it just recently saw full release on March 10th, 2023, which is when I started playing it. I currently have 30-ish hours in the game, and I started playing like 3 days ago, so that kind of shows where I'm at with the game right now. It has definitely taken over my life, but it really is for a good reason. This game takes clear inspiration from the Rune Factory series, which is a fantasy spin-off of the Harvest Moon series. So you can think about this game like a fantasy version of Stardew Valley, I guess, but that's kind of where the comparison stops and Sunhaven really starts showing that it's its own thing. And although it shares a lot of features with other farm sims, I think the way that Sunhaven handles its progression and RPG mechanics make for a really addicting and decently paced, really unique farming game. Let's start right at the beginning with the character creator. This game features 7 different races: the human, the demon, the angel, the elf, the elemental, the Amari, and finally the Naga. And not only does choosing your race provide you with a ton of character customization, it also provides you with an albeit small but unique skill that only your race has. For example, the demon grants you a skill that can provide you with a speed boost for a few seconds, or the angel can heal you and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. From there on, you can choose your starting class, which gives you more significant buffs, like how much stats you start off with, or even giving you a chance to start the game off with different tools or different money, or like, you know, the baker can give you like a baking station. It's not a lot, but it's definitely enough that you will have not one playthrough that is the same. After you create your character, you get thrown into the story, which I will say isn't anything special, but it does act as a nice little added bonus to the game's world and really makes you feel much more alive. The story, without saying much because I don't want to spoil, follows you, the protagonist that just moved from the big city to Sunhaven. And your arrival caused the Great Guardian of Sunhaven, which is this huge dragon lion dude, to notice you and see that you are the chosen one of sorts, and really you go from there. Yes, it's very cliche, and it's not going to be your next favorite narrative in a game. It's not going to be genre breaking or anything, but it's not supposed to be. It helps add value to what you're doing, and it really adds to the whole, wow, I'm really playing a fantasy game vibe. It's through the story that you're able to visit 2 other regions, a city where elves live and a city where demons live. Here you can have 2 other farms and grow exclusive crops, so you can effectively, if you wanted to, ditch Sunhaven the first chance you get and move in with the elves. Although there is a main story and that's how you unlock the 2 other regions, you can honestly really just ignore them if you really wanted to. You can spend months in game just farming, fishing, getting profits before you even complete the first quest. It's really nice, but it's just kind of like the cherry on top, and this in my opinion is amazing for a game of this genre, where the story takes a back seat and it really just lets you play how you want. If you want to focus on the story and make this a story game, go for it. If you want to make it just a farm game, go for it. If you want to make it a fishing game, a watered down but still fun combat game, go ahead. After the intro cutscene, you get given a farm, and that's it. Your story begins. Time to become the greatest farmer in the world. And the first thing I noticed when I got my farm is the complete lack of stamina bar. So unlike other games, promise I won't say it, Stardew Valley, you are allowed to farm, fish, chop, mine, or really do whatever you want to your heart's content. One day you can spend clearing out your farm to make room for your crops, and another day you can spend the entirety of the day just fishing or racing your level. And speaking of fishing level, let's talk about the skill tree system and how XP ties into that. So Sunhaven has a very simple but very fun leveling system. You gain levels for farming, exploration, combat, fishing, and mining, each one leveling up independently from one another. Each level up grants you with a skill point which you can choose to apply to a certain skill. These skills can vary from passive skills like just faster tree cutting, easier fishing, or even more involved things like getting a certain amount of coins per day, or even adding magic to your arsenal. And not like magic like, oh, I'm gonna grow my farm 2 days faster with mana. No, I'm talking like fireballs, tornadoes, rains of fire. Like, this is a fantasy game, so they're gonna have some spells and some magic that you can really just use to torment the enemies. You see, Sunhaven doesn't really lean too deeply into the RPG genre. None of the systems are too complex or take you out of that relaxing farming experience, because at its core, that's what it is. But it leans in enough to add that seasoning, to add that flavor. And it really meshes well with the farming aspect. So another highlight of the game for me is the character. The characters in Sunhaven are unique in the sense that not every character is human. You have some demons and some elves, like mentioned before, but you also have some cat people running around, and a select few of these NPCs are able to be romanced. So the game has 15 bachelors, if you will, that the player can choose to win over by giving us certain gifts or going on dates. The romance system isn't anything unique to Sunhaven, but it's fun, and the characters really are unique, and it's one of my favorite casts from any farming sim, if not my favorite. You have a pretty good range of characters, from your super serious girl boss Lucia, who is a mage and the leader of Sunhaven, or Kitty, who, like her name implies, is a cat girl that speaks like a cat and is in charge of the animals and is more of like your kitty, cutesy type. Every bachelor really is unique, and there's sure to be a romance candidate for every type of player. And I'm gonna sound like a broken record at this point, but that right there is what I love about Sunhaven. This game has something for every type of player. You don't even have to make farming your main focus. You can make farming your secondary thing and focus on fishing or combat, or even conquering the 100 floor mine, all while leveling yourself up and gaining skills along the way. Sunhaven strikes that perfect balance between relaxing gameplay and engaging gameplay. There's enough there for a hardcore farm sim player, if those even exist, that spend 10 to 15 hours in a single session, and you can really do that and not run out of things to do. Or you can be a casual player that logs on, plays for 30 minutes to an hour, tends your farm, talks to a few locals, and logs out. The gameplay loop and the gameplay pacing really make this game accessible for a wide array of people. I would even recommend this game to people that don't usually play farm simulator type of games. This is one of those games that might push you over the edge, just like it did for me. See, I'm not even a farm sim guy like that. Most of my time, I'm either reading a visual novel or playing a JRPG, but this game completely blew me away. And also, before I get out of here, I have to talk about the music, man. This game has some amazing tracks. It really is well done, and it even has some songs that you wouldn't normally expect to be in a farming game. Like listen to the song that plays when you enter Kitty's house. Like, that song is insane for no reason. I really wasn't expecting the quality of the OST to be so high for this game, but it definitely is. Oh man, as you can tell from hearing me go on and on about this game, that it really is a great game. It's a lot of fun and it's definitely addicting. As I'm making this video right now, all I can think about is finishing it up quickly so I can go play more. So if any of the points I made in this video or the gameplay shown makes you want to play this game, I implore you, please check out Sunhaven. Alright, that's enough ranting for one video. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes of your day to hear me ramble. My name is Spooky, and I hope we find each other again soon. Take care, everyone.